Need to unwrap something, but figured I can do that off stream anyway. I have a couple of these magnetic bookmarks, but I use them as normal magnets. And of course a couple of heavy magnets in the star theme, because, you know, I'm a star person, galaxies. And then I can start painting. This is trash. Trash I have to be careful about. The trash wasn't picked up because of the winter weather, and they won't be able to pick it up in between. Meaning, yeah. If it's dry trash that can wait 2 weeks, I kind of need to do that. So. Luckily, I have a metal case next to me. Magnets are not that clingy. They're decent. But yeah. My space heater is on. And it's quite cold in here. And the final one. Oops. And of course I can always use them as bookmarks if I have something in a book to mark. Okay, so this is all paper. That will go later on. Okay, well, I still have plenty. Oh, wait, I need to get water. I'll fill the bottles during my break. This is a bit filled to the brim. Seriously, when I'm done with all the 3D printables, I'm gonna clean up, organize everything, and then it's going to be nice for like 3 weeks. Okay. I'm gonna do your sides today, and extra lines and eyes. First my mix. Not much to share yet. Got a couple of coins. Spray varnished layer 1. It's drying right now. And maybe halfway I can spray varnish layer 2. And then maybe I can magnetize them today. And then I have a lot of coins ready for the year. It's not an exact match of the color. Whoops. But at least it's acrylic. Meaning if I make a mistake and I remove it with a brush, I won't ruin my brush. So yeah, this takes a little bit longer to dry than the oil markers and oil paint that I sometimes use. But I prefer acrylics over the oil paint because it ruins brushes. And I don't like it when my brushes get ruined. I only use that for speed anyway. And considering we're in January and I'm not struggling that much at the moment, it will come, don't worry. If I recall correctly, this one is for March, so I should try to stay in frame and not touch it. I already felt I touched it. Almost round, and then a couple in the in-betweentjes. Okay. Now here. And then these parts, these inner parts. And I'm sorry I can't show everything that perfectly. Touching it. Put my finger right in it. Well, at least it's acrylics, so it's easy to redo. And acrylics dry quite quickly anyway, so not as fast as I would love to, but you know. Let's see, which one was I supposed to do? This one. Okay. Back also needs a coat, but that's okay. Probably gonna redo a couple of points later on. It's very cold outside, so I have a little bit of trouble focusing with my eyes. I don't know if anyone else has that. Okay, I think we're going to line a couple. I should put my apron on just in case. Okay, line arts. Let's see what else I'm missing. I think there's plenty of guys that are going to get lined today. Notice that Hill needs the light gray coating again. This one's out. But you know me, using an almost empty marker for the first base coat. Maybe next week I can start doing others. Okay, you can dry. You'll be done quite well. You don't have to be lined for now, but you do need extra coating for some places. Same brown as saffron that needs redoing, so that's cool. I can use the same paint for that. I always think that when you do the liner, they improve so much, these figures. I'm gonna put them over here to dry. It's just, you're not priority. I'm actually considering making this gold. Okay, I think I can finish this today with the gold lines then. Yellow needs a bit of extra. And if I'm ever going to redo this one for sale, I'm probably going to use acrylics and match the lines to the main color. I'm thinking about taking my 3D printable sketchbook along to conventions to draw them. I always have my list of things that I need to draw. There's a gift exchange in February coming up. And of course, the December gift exchange, art exchange that I always join. And 2 gifts. And I always draw that at conventions, considering I have at least already paid 3 conventions and I'm expecting a 4th at the end of the year. 4 conventions, so I have plenty of things to draw, and sometimes I just want to draw things myself. See, the lines already improve it a lot. Tricky part. Cool. didn't hit the side. Also the light gray. The goal is to make them at least presentable enough for the pictures. But considering the whole month of January is done, after these lines I'm gonna check who's February. Oh, see, I miss a whole part over here. It's completely white. And those things don't really stand out if you don't have lines, if you have white lines. It's okay if this is a bit thick. I can paint over that. Everyone with this light gray needs to be redone. And most of the browns. I managed to record episode 32 and converted the file. I finally did all the other videos, planning and all, so if you missed the couple of weeks, I'm sorry, you now have to wait until they're re-released. Eesh. Suddenly bleeding. Luckily, in the light gray, that still needs to be done, so I can get away with that. And there's a little bit of anthracite that still needs to be painted. Okay, that's voice. So yeah, per usual, cross-stream is a bit boring. Mask painting is boring. I do hope to, when this is done, that I can do different creative things, make things a bit more interesting. Still, it's going to be boring because it's me crafting. There we go. That's Kyle. Then is pretty much done. Gonna give him his second layer, and his eyes need to be done. So that's cool. Since you need a little bit more, you go over here. It's nice to hear you managed to repair something. Repair is always good. Okay, so you go over here. Well, just there. Probably going to redo the black part with black marker. At least this year has a lot of guys as characters, so I'm mostly into girl characters creation. Just like it better, outfits, hair, stuff like that. I can get more creative with that. Haven't decided on Navy's eyes yet. Also took the coins from the main house to here. There's not much that are left to be done, so I can do that on stream. Seems I missed a whole spot over there. Almost all done, because this is super boring. Technically, I consider moss painting boring as well, because it's not very creative, but you know, missed a whole part here, a whole part there. There's still plenty to paint. There's a whole pile over here for this year, so hopefully next week or next time, because I also have conventions coming up, I can paint a couple extra, start new ones. Just 4 after this one. Thank you. What did you think of Penny in Scotland? Well, I don't know how Instagram is calling it, but I retweeted it, I've reposted it, and I said I liked it, so I guess I still like it. Showed it in my home, and they thought it was awesome too. Also, the one in the home said it was better than the British penny. And it took so long before I understood that reference. Said it's like a couple of cents. Only three, and then I'm gonna spray the coins with their final coat. So hopefully with the next stream, because it dries quite quickly, it will be all dry for me to put magnets behind it, and then I have space. Oh, I haven't been online much, only on the phone, and I have Blue Sky and Facebook, not on my phone, only on the laptop. I slept in super long today. And I figured socials can be done in the evening. Usually I have to wait until dinner's ready anyway, so that's the time for all my socials and dailies. Final yummy. And I have to remember he has a little goatee, so I have to paint that on at the final moment. But I try not to be on socials 24/7. So I only have a couple of things ready. I have Instagram for my doom scrolling. Because instead of doom, I'm seeing pretty art or pictures. And I rarely go on Twitter X nowadays. It's just too much idiots over there. Facebook once or twice a day. Blue Sky once a day. Despite it not being that doom scrolly, there's not just much for me to see there just yet. Mastodon once a day. DeviantArt usually is multiple times a day. 3 or 4 usually. And that's pretty much my socials, I think. Probably gonna make it black afterwards, just... And I know Butterfree was barely started, so it's very early to do the lines. You know, he's on my pile. Most of my social communication apps are muted, because all those blinks, boops, and buzzes all drive me crazy. So some are on silent notifications, some are completely no notifications. See, Butterfree looks a lot better already. Okay, now I'm going to spray, so I'll be right back. Bonk. Hopefully that will be done in time for the next stream. Okay, painting. You're not dry yet. Great. I'm so used touching the sides already. Huh. But I managed to hit a piece that was not that important. Cool, cool, cool. You have the same gray. You guys all have the same gray. You don't have gray. Okay. Let's give it another mix. It's a great thing, but lately the mixture just leaves, and I think it has to do with me touching the sides of the jar. So I have half an hour to fix imperfections. And hopefully next stream I'll be able to finish things up. Because Hill is almost done. A little bit of the black. For sure gonna try. This is this the right? Oh, this is darker. You're supposed to be with them. Seems I used a different color for there. Okay. But ring is also almost done. Needs the browns. This is the different gray. I'm not very smart, am I? Is this the mid-tone? Do I have a mid-tone? There's a couple of colors that are very close to each other. This is this blue. You're that blue. Oh, you need a lot of brown. You need side fixing. But you're not for the gray. Yeah, you're actually pretty much done. Cool. Okay, cool. You do. You do. One is slightly warmer than the other. I needed one over there. That's a future problem. You mostly need browns. When I'm done with this set, I'm probably going to make one of the rounds a different shade of brown, because these are just too close to each other. So I missed a spot over here, but that's okay, because Young has the same hair color. So Raven is also almost done. A couple of blacks. I actually consider Mink pretty much done. Just little touch-ups over here. Mostly browns. With you, you're pretty much done. A little bit of the hair over here, so that's gonna be done next. And Marine is pretty much done. And then was pretty much done. So with you, the poop color. I already cleaned this one, not sure. When in doubt, to clean again. Probably only gonna need the filling brush from now on, so let's give myself a little bit of space. This is a bit too much. There we go. I'm gonna need a couple of extra touch-ups on the lines, but other than that, here the side. Which color is that? I think that's this color. And brown. Cool. You can go over here with mink. No, wait, saffron. This is saffron. Keep on mixing up my own dudes. Just the hair and the shoes. I actually want to have a second coat on it overall. I'm gonna put this in the air of my space heater so it dries a little bit quicker. And the red for the eyes. Okay, this one, I'm gonna do the gold line. That's silver. There it comes. There it comes. Almost down. There it goes. Hopefully not too blobby right now, because you know that's the other way. And yes, this too needs 2 coats. Not because of the brown layer, by the way. I'm probably going to do some dusting as well. How about you? Are you this color? Don't think so. Oh, apparently you are. This is my one white, and I need this white. And I'm going to add a little bit of the good white to it. First that shaky. Because I still prefer getting it from a jar. I think this is the heavy bowl. Comes with Butterfree, so that's kind of ironic. I'm just working off the list. How far are you with the white? Yeah, you're pretty much done. So some fixing with gold. You need quite some white. You need quite some white. Instead of 8 layers, you need like 5. Or maybe less. Because of this white. 3 layers. Thus far it's 3 layers with me, but you know. Messed up a little bit of silver there, but we can fix that. There's plenty of water in here to keep it nice and juicy. Okay. You can already see the difference. This is such a good white. If I ever get to that store again, because it's not really on my route, I'm going to buy a second one. Maybe even another of this brand. Not sure. But at least, what was it again? Titanium white opaque. Not much fan of the bottle, by the way. It's just a weird bottle, but the paint is great. Of course, I first use normal white as a base coat. So I need less of the good stuff. It's almost break time. There we go. Time to dot the I's. See what I did there? That wasn't funny. So when the eyes are dry, I can reline it, and then it's ready for pastelling. Again, putting my finger in the paint, and this time it was a point that was needed. Next stream, I'm going to check who has priority. Figured I had it all, but apparently, nope. I think these are ready for spraying and pastelling and whatevering. This one could use a little extra paint, but others are done. Let's put them over here. That was stupid. Okay. I think this one's also ready, but this one is ready for varnish when it's dry. It's not dry yet. Put it over here. There we go. Some fixing over here. Where's my... Okay. This one's also done. Needs to dry. Okay, so that's it for now. So I'm gonna take my 10-minute break, more or less. This one's almost dry. That's cool. Flash drying. Gonna add another layer to this. As soon as I remember where I put my brush pen. That's the downside of these brushes. They just, the ink dries to the side and not to the tip. So that's one reason why I won't be sad. I'm doing it by hand. Maybe I'm gonna see if I have some rhinestones to put on these dots. Don't know, because they are different sizes. There we go. So, and probably I have enough glitters to actually make something fancy out of it. Okay, so this was it for now. I'll be seeing you in about 10 minutes or so. Bye bye.